Swaha. Agnihotra Swaha. Ayurveda Swaha. Suryaya Idamama Murmura Swaha. Ajapatiya Idamama. Okay, so thank you, welcoming everybody once again. I'll make sure that the lighting. Okay, there we go. Once again, welcome to World Agnihotra Day here at Shantivillainstitute. We're located in Tuskegee, Alabama, in Conyers, Georgia, and we're broadcasting live here at the Conyers, Georgia location. Okay, so we have many people that do Agnihotra all over the world, and we celebrated on March 12th. And I'm so happy to be able to speak to everyone on World Agnihotra Day and to talk about what I put on the flyer, the event flyer, Universal Global Peace. And it's so important topic, it's relevant that to talk about because there's so many things that are going against peace in the world. And I just wanted to really talk about these things on World Agnihotra Day, because World Agnihotra is about cleansing the planet of the pollutants, cleansing the air, the water, restoring the soil, and also the pollution of the mind pollution. So with all the things that are disrupting peace today, I wanted to talk about how to get your mind back balanced to get away from the mind polluting thoughts and actions, so we can, become more in sync with universal global peace. Because if you're talking about global peace, you have to start with the peace within yourself individually. Okay, so like I said, if you want to post in the comments, and I see, Ronnie, you said you've been doing it 3 years. I see that. So thanks for posting that. Anybody else from anywhere, post in the comments how long you've been doing Agnihotra and all of that. And I'm not gonna, like, last World Agnihotra Day, we had people speaking. I added them to the video here, but I just wanted to talk real quickly. And if there's enough time, I can do Agnihotra live here on World Agnihotra Day. So Agnihotra is an Ayurvedic process. Like I said, it restores the planet system. It's a reset to get all the pollution out of the air. It cleanses the pathogens from the air, cleanses the water, and the plants love it. The animals love it. It helps transform the pollution, clean it all up, and you as a person performing Agnihotra, you're part of the healing process. So it's something that's very healing to the entire environment and also for your inner environment. Okay, so when we're talking about peace, we had the monks that did the peace walk, and people have been talking about that for a while now. And someone even told me recently, well, gosh, I wish the monks could go to where the protesting are for the immigration and the ICE agents, and they need to go up there, but we need them to march up there. And I said, well, wait a minute. The purpose of the march is not for have them go to everywhere where there's some kind of unrest, but for you to be able to have this peaceful march, peaceful way of being, for you to do that wherever you are in the part of your neighborhood or your community or wherever you are in the world. And I said, because if you look to someone to bring about peace, will you ever really have peace? Peace has to be something that you bring to every situation. It's not something that you have to bring someone into the situation to help you. It is something that you should be doing all the time. And so the Peace March is about really pointing everybody into the direction to define that for themselves, because no one can be your savior. No one can be this person that does all these things for you. The monks are ones to guide you to this, so that way you come into your own peaceful way of existence, no matter how challenging it is. And as a matter of fact, the more challenging the situation, the more at peace you need to be inwardly, so that way you can deal with all the chaotic things that are happening. And so Agnihotra is a way to restore the planet with its natural way of healing and flourishing. So we can combat these things with climate change, and the pollutants and all these things. And so there are many different types of pollution. But remember, all these forms of pollution, everybody, is because of the polluted thoughts of mankind. You can't have any of these things that are happening in the world, whether it be toxic air, agriculture system that is has GMOs, polluted water, if it was not for the actions of man. So when you perform Agnihotra, it's done at sunrise and sunset. This is a way to restore the balance of your mind and to get and to clear out that mind pollution. And so mind pollution takes the form of many different things: being negative with your thoughts, saying harmful things to hurt someone's feelings, fussing and fighting at work or at school. You could abuse drugs, drink too much, be a workaholic, be unkind to strangers. There are many different forms of mind pollution. So now, as we know, all these different wars that are happening and different skirmishes with immigration officials and stuff, people think of that as the bad thing. But the bad things start off as a small thing, the small thinking of your thoughts. And then they build up until they turn into something bigger. So I want everyone to think about that when thinking about chaotic things happening in the world now. We wanted you to deal with your inner world. So as you're doing Agnihotra, there's a sense of peace and calm, okay, and tranquility that happens within you while you're cleaning up the planet, okay, making sure that your plants are healthy and thriving. And as you are dealing with, some people use Agnihotra to deal with PTSD and mood disorders and things like that. So it's just a way of dealing with everything. Because let me tell you something now, all of the extreme weather, all of the climate change, all of the chaos, wars, skirmishes with police and the government, that's a reflection of human beings. Okay, so you can't have one without the other. So it's a reflection of what's going on within our day-to-day lives. And we have to put people first and not money first. Okay, so at this point, money has become our God, as opposed to understanding that we're divine beings and that people come first. And so we want to talk about what we do as a community, not who you are as an individual and you thinking about yourself. We are a society comprised of people, and we need to move as one unit to restore the level of humanity that we want, to be kind to homeless people, to be kind to people that are suffering. Understand what the person is feeling on the inside. Even if the person is so-called different from you, they have a different religion, a different race, different culture system, we're still human beings. Everybody has a heartache. Someone has died, or someone has a painful health condition, or whatever it is. But we're supposed to have empathy for everybody. We're all brothers and sisters because we are humans. And right now, we are not compatible with the planet. Listen, we're the only animal that destroys the home in which we live. We're the only animal that has to pay to live. We have to pay to live on this planet. And money has become the God. And we have forgotten that we're supposed to take care of each other. So when we think about a war, and you take a side. So we got many different wars happening now in the Middle East. Okay. We got Israel involved. Of course, we have America's involved. Other people are jumping into the chat. So this is really World War III. But you have to remember that do not choose a side. It's not about choosing a side who's right or wrong. What you do is you choose love. Love is the armor. When you have no need to hurt anyone, you don't need a physical armor. Love is the divine armor, and it's a beautiful sword. It cuts through all of this stuff that we're dealing with. So we're not going to discuss politics, because there's no politics, no judgment, no religion. It's not about that. It's about, if you're not acting in love, then what are you really doing? So when we look at these wars, there's a war within each and one of us when anytime that we're not acting in a way to uplift our brothers and sisters. And even when a so-called country appears to be bad, okay, that's not all the people that live in that country that are being bombed. Even if you say that country is a place where they harbor a bunch of things and they do a lot of things that would destroy this country and that country and America, but they're innocent people that are involved. So we do not take sides. The side that you take is love. And so on that same vein, in terms of clearing up the mind pollution and doing the things to free our brothers and sisters from the shackles of bad decisions and actions, you need to understand that you may not be able to deal with all of these big world problems, but the world within yourself, you can deal with that because you are a human being. Okay, so what we have done with this incorrect thinking and with the fake intelligence, we have now said AI, the artificial intelligence, is better than humans, and then it's fake intelligence. Who invented the AI? So the fake intelligence, which goes into why people are causing wars and why people are doing the things that they've described on the Epstein list, is because that is fake intelligence, whether it be these big giant data centers that pollute, or any of these industries like that are fracking and doing different things to the planet. That is all fake intelligence. Okay, all of these extremes, they kill the mother, and you're harming these children, sexually abusing them, exploiting children, women, and men and boys, all types of people. These things have come to light because everything can't stay in the dark. We see what you're doing. And these children, there are other children that are trapped in these situations where they're being abused, sexually abused, but they will be free. These things are coming to light. Let's know that we do hold power. There is nobody does not have no power. Even if people are doing these things on a global basis, it will come to light, and the light will cut all this stuff out, because you think you can go and hurt these children and do these things. And now we have all these wars going on, but we have to remember that for the ones you say that you cherish, do you really cherish them, these children? Like in our society, children have been sexualized with the dress and the music and the things that they are being exposed to. So do you really cherish the children? So we are the people that can address this and take care of the children. So you don't have to feel like you have no power in these things. So these things have to be talked about. And what we also have to say is some people are disappointed at certain people that are listed in the Epstein files because they put their trust in certain people. That's why I said no person is your savior. No person is your savior. If you have a teacher, a guru, or whoever that is teaching you, they're not supposed to be your crutch. They're guiding you to be able to connect with God directly, so that way you can save yourself with God's divine will. Okay, so don't sit up here and get upset. If you want to be helpful, find a group that is helping sexually abused, sex trafficked children, and you offer them help, as opposed to constantly talking about whoever's on this list. let's see who you can help in your area that is a product of that is a product of this type of thing, has been subject to this type of abuse. So I just wanted to talk about these things because this is happening in real time. And so when we talk about global peace, you got to do it one step at a time, one action at a time. Okay? So if you have a bad temper and you're yelling and screaming, just start 5 minutes of being quiet. Or 5 minutes when someone ticks you off, just being quiet. And then the next time, do it for 10 minutes. So this is what we're talking about. Because the small thing is the big thing, and the big thing is the small thing. And so one more thing about what's happening in the world with all these things that are coming to light. Just understand that the meek shall inherit the earth. Who was once low will be high, and who was high will be low. So understand that karma will set everything right. There's a reckoning that's happening. So don't feel like that you are hopeless. Okay? So getting back to things that are happening with the planet. So we use the ash from Agnihotra to restore soil, help balance out the soil and get the worm activity back together, and heal what's happening with the air, getting the pathogens out the air and cleansing the water. Okay? So understand that Agnihotra is agricultural engineering. Okay? It is climate engineering. It balances out the weather from all this extreme weather. Okay? That's right. It is climate engineering. It's weather engineering. So all this weather engineering that different governments are doing that makes it worse and is dangerous. If you do Agnihotra, you can engineer these things to get it back balanced. Okay? So there won't be droughts. It'll be enough rain in a given area. So one thing when you do weather engineering with the chemicals, like some countries are doing, okay, it's an imbalance there, and it takes away from another area nearby where you're doing the weather engineering. And we've talked about this many times, okay? So you cannot hoard resources just because you have money and you want the weather to be this way and you need rain to be right here. That's not how nature works. Nature will bring the water where it needs to be. Okay? It will bring the vegetation where it needs to be, but you cannot interfere and then hoard resources for your group of people because you have money and power. That time is over with now. Okay? We are here for the balancing of the planet. And that is the way for the universal global peace. That's the way to do it. There is no way around that. And so on World Agnihotra Day, we just want to remind people that are doing Agnihotra, tell as many people as possible about Agnihotra. Show them the fire. Invite them to your home or meet them at a park. Ronnie meets people at the park all the time, telling them about Agnihotra. Meet them at a park. Form a group of people in your community, and you all can do that in your community. As much as we can share it with people, so we can heal this planet. Because when you do Agnihotra, the effects go 8 miles up, and it's a 2-mile radius. Okay, and I've talked before about how this healed over here where we are, where the BioLab fire was here in Conyers, Georgia, because I'm not that far from there. Okay, but my area was not affected by the BioLab fire, which, by the way, someone posted on Facebook that the air smelled like bleach just a week or two ago, and they live right near the BioLab fire. So I don't know what's happening with that. I need to talk to that person and see if they're still having the effect. So Agnihotra is the solution, a solution that can help all types of pollution, from radioactive pollution, air, water, soil pollution, and like I said, most importantly, the mind pollution. So you have to understand, when we're doing Agnihotra, you're doing it consistently. You're healing your body. You're activating what they call junk DNA. It's not junk DNA. DNA, that stands for Dynamic New Awakening. Dynamic New Awakening. That's your DNA. It awakens that. It gets your mitochondria jumping. The cells are jumping. You're healed. You become more instinctive. Okay. And you get more sensitive. And things are not just on the physical level, it's on the subtle level. So when you're doing Agnihotra, you're becoming supercharged. You become a superhero. Okay. You can do all these things, okay? Because you are healing your body, because your health, human health, is attached directly to what is happening to the planet. Okay? So I would like to see people that are arguing about politics online, and they really are arguing because of these wars going on. Stop the arguing. That is not helping anything. Find a common ground, something common for you to relate to innocent people over there, okay? And see, finding a way to not be negative online. I don't want to see people arguing online about these things, okay? Because it's not helpful. People are stressed out, and that's not what we're supposed to be. We're caretakers of this planet. Each and every one of us, we're caretakers. That is our obligation. That's our divinely appointed obligation, actually. We're supposed to take care of this planet. We're not supposed to destroy the planet in which we call home. So right now, we're not very good earthlings. Like I said before, we're incompatible with the planet. It's like we are an allergen to the planet. Or like Ronnie and I were talking about, it's like software. We're the virus to humans because we're not compatible with the system. Okay, Earth is a system. Are we acting in a compatible way? So I had to put it in a way that people can understand. Are we the virus? Are we the Trojan that's downloaded on the computer? Are we the malware? So we want to be part of the system so that Earth runs smoothly. Right now, we're not compatible with Earth. So what happens now, okay, when you're not compatible with Earth? That means you'll be taken away from the Earth. And so that's why I said there's karma that's being dealt out now with all the wars and all this Epstein list and even other things that are not even on that list. There are other things that are still happening, okay? These people, they've been warned many different times to get themselves together because they will be wiped off the planet, period. That will not continue because we're in this time of rejuvenation for the entire planet. You would just be flicked off this earth. If you're not compatible with the planet, you will be taken off this planet. That's just the law of you reap and sow, the law of karma. So on this World Agnihotra Day, share the fire, do the fire, and make sure that your heart is always filled with love, that you're forgiving, that you're not attached to material things, that you're not an overconsumer. Take only what you need. Share. Okay. Share freely without an attachment to an outcome. Understand yourself. Okay. These are parts of what we call the fivefold path. And I don't ever call it that. Every once in a while. I think this is my first time calling that on a live. But that is part of what I'm talking about all the time. But this is the blueprint to have global universal peace. So you become the peace of the light. And you shine so bright that the darkness has to go away. And you understand these things in yourself. And when you see them in other people, you help them to come to that understanding so that way we can be geared towards peace. That's what we're talking about. So I think I'm going to wrap it up. That's the I think is, what I said was good. And as always, we teach Agnihotra for free. You're welcome to come to the Conyers, Georgia location. We're going to be doing some renovations over here starting in the next few days. So we're going to be turning the outdoor deck into a pavilion. So if you'd like to volunteer to help with that, you're welcome. And also, you can also help in the garden. So you can contact me or Ronnie. You'll see him in the comments. You can just tag him, and then he can organize that because he coordinates all of that. So we'll be doing renovations, building project, and doing other things to expand the things that we have here at both locations. We extended the cow pen at the Tuskegee, Alabama location, and then we're going to get another cow. And then here at the Conyers location, we're going to make the yoga deck into a teaching pavilion. So we need welcome volunteers for that. And then we've expanded the garden to include horticulture, mounds. We have we got more than 2 front gardens. We have more like 3 or 4 front gardens. And then we have the main back garden. But it's always open. If you want to set up a time to come and learn Agnihotra for free, contact me or Ronnie to arrange to come to the Conyers location. We're right off of the West Avenue exit, off of 20 going east. Okay. And what else do we have going on? And then I'm thinking a couple of weeks, we'll be doing a day retreat or a half-day retreat we'll be doing wellness, meditation, gardening, a day retreat. So if you're coming from out of town, we'll give you information on which hotel that's nearby where you can book your stay, and then you can just come here for the day retreat. And that is it. So World Agnihotra Day. Thank you for joining today, and look forward to seeing you all very soon. Be blessed, and make sure that the global peace starts with you. You're the piece of the light. Om Shri.